Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back, and today I'm bringing you yet another dose of BattleTech tactics. And for whatever reason, every time I make one of these videos, it's snowing out. I'm always in the polar biome. It is totally a coincidence. I didn't pick it on purpose. Maybe we'll get you something different next time. But anyways, I've got my catapult, glitch piloting it, LRM support. We've got the grasshopper, aka flame hopper, aka barbecue. This thing is insane close quarters, so we want to try to get it in on the enemy to cook them a little bit. We've got the Orion, my guy SideStrafe in it, and this thing tends to be bad luck lately. I don't know why. It gets headshot a lot. It's probably time to swap it out, but right now this is what we're at. And a little bit of a spoiler warning here. Something I acquired through the single player campaign. As far as we know, it's the only one of its kind. 3, 2, 1. This Highlander has a Gauss rifle and a couple of double heat sinks. Yes, you'll find out about that if you play the campaign. Most of you saw it on stream anyway. Alright. This map, not so great, because the enemy's up here. High ground provides a percentage accuracy advantage. Decker, somewhat of a scout for us. I'm going to go ahead and jump him maybe closer to these trees.
Copy that.
This will build up evasion, at least. Make us harder to hit. Alright, enemy contact. And since they haven't moved yet, we're going to brace to protect Decker.
Ready for orders.
Glitch doesn't have anything yet. If we had done sensor lock, it would be considered a hostile act.
Standing by.
And it would have just allowed them to make their movement, and I wouldn't have been able to fire, I believe. So
What can I do for you?
it would be best if we move up. I'm going to sprint her into some tree cover. That's 25% damage reduction. She also has Bulwark, which would mean 50% once it's activated. Strafe is going to move up in the Orion, sprint into some cover. Get them on the front line. Now, they are still going to have a high ground advantage. But, well, I don't really think we can do anything about that right now. I'll move her up just a little bit. Also keeping her in tree cover and brace.
Hell yes.
Alright. Now,
Receiving
we
you.
can actually think about sensor locking. We're going to keep jumping the grasshopper, but we want to pay attention to this line, this blue line that's moving. That's kind of my sensor range. I want to still be able to sensor lock. So we want to jump him somewhere and maintain evasion. So I can do that. Maybe we can get some missiles on this target. Unfortunately, man, there's all this rough terrain here that I don't want. I don't really want to put him into the water because this is too far forward. You tend to get focused. But we might be able to do okay if I can kind of just... it doesn't... Well, yeah, I'd have to put myself... It's not as much evasion as I want, really.
Lifting off.
But I want to sensor lock this. 80 ton, it's going to be
Locked on.
a Shrek or a demolisher. Demolisher. So it needs to die now. Glitch has the shot. These things tend to be rough. It is in cover, which means it's gonna take it's not gonna take full damage, so we're just gonna use the one LRM 20 because it will activate Glitch's breaching shot, which will do full damage. And what is the enemy doing? What else do they have? That tank does not appear to be moving yet. Strafe doesn't really have range. He's somewhat of a brawler. I'm going to go ahead and reserve him. We need to think about letting them come to us in some way.
Orders.
Behemoth does have a shot. Looks like Gauss or LRM-20. Now, from what I've found with these tanks, they're so heavily armored up at the front. Gauss rifles, autocannons seem to have an easier time penetrating their armor. I don't really know what it is about that. Again, he's in cover. We want to deactivate other weapon systems. Breaching shot. As you can see, passive attack with a single weapon. Ignore cover and guard it on the target. So if we do this, it won't work. See the blink? Now it's blinking. That means we're going to get the breach. And we're going to do full damage with the Gauss rifle. And let's hope that we get it. 95%. That's as good as it can get anyway.
Affirmative.
So there's that hit. Not through that armor yet. It's going to be tough, but we need to get rid of it. It is a close quarter tank, so he'll have to move up to really do any better, but if we can soften him up, then good. As far as strafe, we just still don't really have a lot of options, and the reason I don't want to move him forward is because, for whatever reason, the AI loves to wreck the Orion.
Got an unknown on sensors.
There's another 80-ton tank. Can't be just tanks. Okay, there's the demolisher moving up. And they haven't fired yet. Alright.
Commander?
So, we don't have visibility. We're going to take Decker, move him up here. Now, that's a lot of evasion because we're jumping. So that's building way more evasion. Jumping makes you harder to hit than simply moving or sprinting. So if you have the heat management, and you can afford to jump, go for it. Now, we can take this shot. The other thing we can do, because, you know, feels a little sketchy out here, we can hit Vigilance. We'll gain Guarded and Entrenched. Since we're out on the front now, we think the AI might want to take a look at us. This does put us in laser range, though.
Engaging.
Full complement. Nice.
One for the scrap heap.
If you see a Demolisher, you see any of these tanks, the Shreks with the triple PPCs, you got to get rid of them. Often they'll wreck you harder than mechs. Alright. Well, now we don't really have anything. I can again think about moving the Orion if I really want to. But I'm going to wait. Because again, for whatever reason, that Orion gets focused far too often. What are they doing? What else do they have? Okay, now we have a mech. 80 tons. What the frack is that going to be?
Yes, Commander.
We don't have a visual.
Commander.
Strafe could potentially end up with a visual, but it would expose him.
Waiting for orders.
Well, Dunn will brace us. The other thing we can do to move her a little further up is I could actually jump her, which would give me some evasion. We could still stay here and be in the woods. We wouldn't have eyes on what that is just yet, but we could also work on getting rid of this other vehicle. So I'm going to jump her. And then I'm going to do another Vig to guard and entrench her so that we can work on this. Another Demolisher. Fan-fracking-tastic. Now, he's not in cover, though, so we're going to let him have it with the Gauss and LRM.
Firing.
Alright, not enough. He may be able to move in on her soon. Glitch has the shot.
All
Both.
weapons are go.
Racks. Ah, so close. Oh, no, he's going to take the shot. All right. Okay. He missed the one because we had so much evasion. The other one only hit for 50 instead of 100 because we had him guarded with vigilance. So it was a smart call to protect him in the manner that we did. Now, Strafe, we're going to get him into this fight a little bit. This will build 2 evasion, make us harder to hit. But I have a feeling that they're going to want to turn on me. We want to maintain as much of this tree cover as we can, though. 25% chance, or excuse me, 25% damage reduction. Now, I could look at this again and think, okay, are they going to want to focus on me after this? Is this somehow going to fail? Should I vigilance? Or should I save it? I'm gonna use it. And I'm gonna let him have it. Nice.
Give him everything you've got.
You kill weapons. Excuse me, you kill turrets, vehicles, mechs. You build morale. So you don't want to sit on your special abilities. Use it to kill things and get more of it. Alright. Well,
Waiting for orders.
Decker, at this point, can choose to reserve and you know, let something come to it. Or, since this guy has already gone, we can jump
Orders.
in order to build more evasion. We could go back here, and we want to check that blue line again. He's just... that puts us out of it. That keeps us in it, but that puts us... Alright, that I think will do it. Alright. And we're going to point this way when we're jumping, so you can jump backwards like this. Now, it takes the grasshopper out of the fight, but he's our sensor locker.
I've got a sensor lock.
Holy frack. That's a Victor assault mech, ladies and gents. Full strength. AC-20. Oof, SRM-6. I mean, okay, so... Well, he's close quarter build. It's funny, he's scout pilot in him. Okay. Alright, so he can't deal with us from range. But SideStrafe can't really do anything unless he goes into the water, which would be ridiculous. We need to let them come to us, if we can.
What's up, boss?
Make it happen. Okay. Now, the other thing you want to pay attention to here, you click on the mech again, is these statuses. And if you look at these rocks, usually you see rocks like this, it's rough terrain. And if we highlight over here with the mouse, rough terrain, this unit's moved through rough terrain. It will take 150% stability damage from all attacks until its next activation. Now, he gets to move on the next turn, but we have a shot. We want to take it anyway. We want to build up stability damage. We want to just do any kind of damage that we can at this point. Might as well.
Everything I've got.
So now he was also guarded. Admittedly, I should have just done the one rack and done the breaching shot, which I kind of forgot to do.
Good to go.
But we're okay. Now, with her, she's got Bulwark, which is passive gain guarded, 50% damage reduction. So I don't want to move her. I'm just going to keep her there. We're now going to also pay attention to the fact that he's guarded. And we're going to take off... what's his situation? Where's his AC-20? Oh my goodness. Okay, so AC-20 ammo up the wazoo. It looks like... Okay, so it's on that right arm. Okay. I'm going to let him have it with the Gauss. Precision strike. Right torso. We take out the torso. We maybe get into that juicy ammo and eventually drop his entire arm.
Engaging with target.
It looks like it hit his arm instead. So, yeah, it messed up his 2 medium lasers. Not really what we're looking for, but he's also kind of in some trouble here. Alright, Strafe. Again, the only way for him to shoot at the moment is to move up, and we're just going to keep reserving down. Yeah, it's just not a good... I mean, the only thing I can do is kind of move us and wait for a better shot, which would give us... This will give us a little bit of evasion in doing so, because the round is about to end. And so we're just going to brace here with evasion. So he's going to move, and that's going to break a lot of that, well, it's going to break all of that stability damage that we did to him, because I think he probably used
What's up, boss?
his variation of vigilance or something. Now, okay, so Grasshopper, somewhat of a scout for us. We're going to, and then we got something else here too. It's a vehicle 80 tonner. Apparently have some visibility here.
Up high.
This is going to build up evasion. This is going to light up the target for us. And he's got two things I can do here. I could use sensor lock to break the 2 evasion, or I could brace. Since we've somewhat exposed ourselves, I'd rather brace to gain guarded, entrenched. Now, we can turn on glitch and only want to use the one so that we can use breaching shot. Let him have it.
Got it.
So nothing too crazy there, but we're still softening him up for everybody else. Oh. What the frack is that?
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
Fractastic. Reinforcements, which potentially means we're fighting 2 lances, and if not, like a bunch of vehicles or something. Alright. But again, that's why we braced. And Strafe, we need to get you into this fight. So we're going to move here. Builds up 2 evasion, and keeps us in tree cover. And, alright, there's a contact. Alright, I don't have anything else special that I can use. But, same kind of problem. He's in cover. Strafe does have breaching shot. Shield blinks. I'm going to opt for our biggest, baddest weapon. It's 80%. It could miss.
Engaging target.
It does not. Takes an arm. Causes a little bit of stability damage. He's down 2 medium lasers and less stable. That's something. Quick draw. Okay. That eats up some evasion. But we take 25% less damage and a few shots miss because we're in the woods. Oh, this is going to be an AC-20. Ooh, he misses it, thankfully. Alright, there's our evasion gone. So we need to, after a while, move him.
Ready for orders.
Alright, Behemoth. Again, we don't need to move her because she has Bulwark. And once again, he's still in cover. If we want to do full Gauss damage, we just need to fire the one weapon. We could also opt for the 20 here. We have a second shot, so since she has multi-target, we're going to activate that. Click on each of these. Alpha, Bravo. We're going to switch the LRMs. Well, the LRMs are probably going to have a tough time getting to this guy because he's got a lot of evasion. But I'd rather actually guarantee the Gauss, so we're going to use it on the guy that doesn't have evasion.
Multiple targets confirmed.
Oh! Oh my goodness! What did I just witness? From the Highlander, nonetheless. The Highlander took his head. Which, funny enough, we named Mech Cloud. Connor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. There can be only one. I need a vacation after that one. I mean... yeah. Holy balls. Headshot on a Victor with a Gauss rifle. What else is there left to do? Alright, well, anyways. Great, kid. Don't get cocky.
Standing by.
Wow. Alright, well, he's unstable. We're going to let him have it with a breaching shot of LRM-20s.
Roger that. Firing on target.
That'll blast through some of his evasion. He's unsteady. He's gonna have to move to clear that up. And there they go on the Orion again. Wow. That's a lot of,
Warning. Armor low.
stability damage.
Ready for orders.
So when you're unstable, first thing you want to do is grab the character that's unstable and move him. If you have vigilance, pop that to get rid of the stability damage. But if you don't have any other choices, you just move to get rid of some of it at least. Now in this situation, it's not letting me go really where I want to go to build up max. Okay, yeah, that's better. I don't think this will remove all of it. It gets rid of enough. And then I don't have any shots, so I'm going to brace.
Sensor showing a new hostile.
Better to live to fight another day. Or another turn.
Orders.
Decker. Alright, since we've been focusing on this guy, we're going to jump Decker back over here.
I copy.
This is going to build a ton of evasion, making me very difficult to hit. And again, you're thinking, well, you know, you have a guy that's not really in the fight. You want to wait. You want to wait. I don't want to... I know I got all these nice flamethrowers here, but take your time. We do have a lot of medium lasers. And since he's spotted, we're just going to use them. Now, I don't have breaching shot or anything fancy, so full complement. He is in cover, so it's 25% less. Head hit, pilot injured, structure exposed. We're going to check him out, see what we did to him. So look at all those misses. That's because of evasion. And when he does hit, it's 25% less because we're in cover. Use the terrain. So he's moving. It breaks a lot of that stability damage.
Yes, Commander.
Behemoth, again, doesn't need to move because she's got Bulwark. He has a exposed torso. I don't have precision, so there's not a whole lot I can do. He is in cover, so, you know, again, we could opt for a breach. And, well, I mean, there's no way it's going to happen again. But
Target confirmed.
that thing just...
Reporting critical hit.
It's like shooting a truck at somebody. That's fine. Shoot it, Decker. This is not fine. Evasion. Saves the day, but that's a demolisher, so now that is the priority target. Alright.
Standing by.
Glitch. Now, it is in cover, so we're going to multi-strike. Click. Click. Alpha, Bravo. We're going to put Alpha. We're going to put Bravo and then Alpha there. Okay. Because again, Blinky shields, they're in cover. We want to do max damage and stability.
Got it.
He's unsteady again. And, you know, barely touching that thing, but we have to soften it up. You know, that's probably... I'm going to bet that that's a Jaeger... I think it's a 6A or something like that. That has LRMs and autocannons usually.
Yes, Commander.
Okay. Now, we're going to once again move Strafe in the Orion. Actually, let me see what Decker can do. Decker can bounce. I'm not a huge fan of this because it puts us too close to way too many vehicles, and it puts us in melee range, and it's just too much for Decker right now. This is interesting, though, because this is a lot of evasion, and it keeps us out of the rough terrain. We are going to opt for... I could save the points. But since we are dealing with a demolisher, you never frickin' know.
Engaging with target.
We need to remove as much armor from that thing as possible. 65 tonner. And... Yep, Jaeger 6A. That stability is starting to add up.
Systems holding.
She's unsteady now. Not a fan of that. Strafe needs to move. We're going to go here. It keeps us in the woods. It's going to build up 2 evasion chevrons. Once again, they're in cover. Strafe has multi-strike. Click, click. We're going to put the AC-20 on the demolisher. And I'm going to put... well, this guy's on knockdown. So, I'm just going to dump everything on him.
Engaging multiple targets.
Those SRMs... Okay, nice. Right torso goes. That's a knockdown. Pilot injury. Still need to get rid of this demolisher, though. He's coming back up. But with way less weapons. He probably tried to do some sort of breaching shot with that. Didn't really work out. What's the demolisher going to shoot at? And is he going to hit?
Receiving.
That's the question. So, she has stability issues. And, you know, normally you don't want to move the bulwark character too much. But considering the problem we have here, we want to jump her and shoot at this thing. Moving, again, removes some of the stability problems. Not enough in this situation. I could opt for a brace. He's in cover. We need to get through that. It's kind of one of those things where, even though it's 25% damage reduction, we could still opt for just doing everything in order to... Okay. Probably a good call.
Vehicle down.
Just to get rid of it. Had to be done. A little concerned about her stability issues, though.
Commander.
Decker now. I'm wondering how many... So, enemy reinforcements, 0%. Decker. This gives us max evasion. We are starting to heat up a little bit, though. So I might actually rethink... Nah, if I jump here, it would give us some water. Max evasion would be here. 60 ton, 65 ton. These are still some big boys, and we don't know what else they have. So it's not really best to jump yourself into enemy territory if you don't know what you're dealing with. Let me think. This would put me in heavy cover. But I won't get to take advantage of that water.
Jumping.
Let's go for that. He is facing the other direction now, exposing his back. His back has armor. It's nothing crazy. He's not really a huge threat. He's only medium lasers. But he's still there. This will It's only 55% though, unless I use precision, but I kind of don't want to waste it on him. We can use it to try to get rid of some of his evasion though. I'm gonna drop a laser just to kind of remove some heat.
Firing at enemy 6.
I could also opt for a sensor lock, but I was hoping maybe we just get a little lucky. Wasn't the case. Is he firing at Decker? Okay. Sort of the other reason I wanted to do that was to jump a mech in front of the person that's been getting fired at, in this case Behemoth. So that way they shoot at somebody who has a lot of evasion. Now that came from what? Another Jaeger? Or was that? I don't even know. Alright. Glitch. Can get rid of... See, his back is facing us, so we could just let him have it. I don't think cover counts when the back is facing. The Jaeger's fresh, though. And since he has to get into medium range, I feel like I don't want to focus on him as much right now until he gets closer to us. So
Commencing Alpha Strike.
we're going to let this guy have it. Because he wasn't in cover, and that's a lot of stability damage. Yeah, see, that's not a big deal. You
Damage
still
minimal.
want to finish off these threats, but Strafe is going to move up here. Get some better angles on these targets, build evasion. Now, so this guy has evasion. This guy's got stability issues. I want to do a multi-strike. We're going to set Bravo on the AC-20. And then that should do it if it hits. The SRMs have a better chance to hit on Bravo as well, so we're going to do that. I could do a precision on one of these guys if I wanted to, but I see a good chance to split some damage. I could also opt for, since we moved up, a vigilance in order to protect him, assuming that he becomes the next target. We're going to go for it, actually, before we do anything. And so I'm going to do that again. And then we want to do Bravo, and put Alpha on that.
Engaging multiple targets.
So he's got some evasion anyway. That drops one. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Ammo explodes.
Enemy mech.
Pilot injury.
Critical damage detected.
And a knockdown. That's going to be another pilot injury. He's back in it. I wouldn't mind one of these, actually. That's a lot of fire support. But... and why did we vigilance? That's why. Because we moved up, and the AI loves to shoot at the thing that's closest to them. Which in some cases, of course, can make sense, but... alright, she's good. Again, this guy, 3 medium lasers. This guy, mostly looks like it's LRMs at this point. He is, however, in cover. So, multi. We'll put the Gauss on the Jaeger, and then Bravo there. If we really wanted to, we could probably try to farm this guy. Well, what's this guy's situation? He's got evasion. They both have evasion. Let me switch it.
Engaging multiple targets.
Build up the stability damage. We still hit. It looks like it went into the leg. Wait, what is that? PPC and LRMs on Old Faithful. Again, another reason to vigilance. Now, what can we do because we did that? We can choose to move. Now, unfortunately here, we don't have any shots unless we push into the water. The problem is, though, is we don't get the damage reduction bonus. So you got to decide here. What's your shape? Do you want to sprint, get into cover, stay safe, and not shoot? Or do you want to be able to put yourself somewhere where you can take a shot? And unfortunately... Well, I could choose for evasion, or I could just go one over to still have a shot. It's not that bad. I'm going to opt for maintaining the cover. At the moment, it removes 1 bar of stability damage. And we're going to multi-strike again because, again, this guy's not a huge threat, right? Normally, you want to take out your target as soon as possible. He's not a giant threat. So, we want to put this guy down, too, because he's got stability problems. And Bravo, we'll do the lasers. Actually, we'll do the SRMs on Bravo as well because, again, full damage via the AC-20.
Engaging multiple targets.
CT destroyed. Left leg destroyed.
Oh, it's on now.
Well, pilot incapacitated.
Enemy mech destroyed.
2-for-1 special. 65 tonner. Still got 2 fresh. I don't remember what this one was. Oh, 90 tons? Holy frag. We got another assault mech, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was a 60 or something at one point. Oh, boy.
Waiting
All
for
right.
orders.
Decker. Double decker. You, sir, are getting a little hot. But you're also jumping around and spotting things for us. So, with that said... can you sensor lock from here? You can. Which is probably what I'm going to opt for. But I'm going to actually move you a little bit. Alright, well, you know, also, too, we're going to try to get... I'd like to get Decker a little bit more into the fight, admittedly. This has been pretty much a ranged battle. Let's see, that does not spot the threat.
Acknowledged.
But I will be able to sensor lock one of them. Now, I'm going to opt for the 65 tonner first. It's kind of like getting rid of the potentially weaker threat. I don't know what this... 65? Now, the thing is here, okay, we have evasion. I might want to brace.
Got a lock.
Alright, it's another Jaeger.
Good to go.
And unfortunately, Glitch does not have a shot from here. But she does from there. So we're going to jump on down
I leap. I soar.
to give her that shot. Now he's, again, guarded. Because we have this long-range battle going on. We want to take out the guy that's got... Oh, Highlander. Oh, he's going for the breach as well. Well, I wasn't even in cover, though, so it doesn't really matter. We did have a lot of evasion, so we're still okay, but I think we are getting softened up a bit.
Orders.
All right. What's the deal here? I'm going to do another multi-target because... Why? Well, he is guarded. I think I'm going to opt for... We could, of course, do precision strikes. But we may hold on to those. I'm going to opt for stability damage on the Highlander as soon as possible.
Copy that.
Good hit with the Gauss. That's a lot of stability damage. okay, yeah. That's pretty crazy.
Reporting. Major armor loss.
Yeah, so even though, I mean, we're getting softened up. We still have armor, but those side torsos are going. They are focusing Decker. Quite a bit. We can start to try to get him into the fight a little bit, though.
Up high.
Alright, now, we do have some stability problems. I'm going to opt for Vigilance, which removes that stability issue. And we are going to let this guy have it.
Locked on target.
Every little bit counts. He's got a lot of evasion. He's also got Vig, so... Lich. So, same thing again, because why? Well... We'll do... Bravo and Alpha. Get past the cover.
No
That should be enough to
I've got
knock him
enough
down.
gas for everyone.
He's exposed. And now he's unsteady. Strafe, in terms of options, not a lot unless we move up here. Our armor is, like, if we look here, we can start to see that we've lost some on the left torso. So what we could do is kind of just, if we really want to get more into the fight. Now, we could, you know, delay more of this and just kind of let them screw up. We could opt for reserving and let them push, and that way they're going to have to fire at me while I'm in cover. But at this point, I'm going to opt for getting some attention away from Decker by splitting their vision. And so we'll do this. And we're going to hide as much of the torso as we can by going like this. And then, so, you know, same kind of issue. He's still in cover, so we'll want to breaching shot him. I'm going to put the AC-20 on the... Well, what's his situation? He's pretty messed up there. I think the SRMs will be enough to knock down the Highlander. And we'll AC-20 the Jaeger. And then, okay.
Engaging multiple targets.
That should be a knockdown. And LRM-15 is crit.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
And a knockdown. Also, why splitting your fire is not a bad thing. Want to pay attention to that stability bar. It greatly impacts the outcome of the mission. So he is going for Old Faithful.
Warning. Armor low.
Which, not really
For orders.
too happy about that. This guy's down. So here's where you have a decision to make. Do you go for the called shot? Because when they're on their backs, you get called shot. Or do you try to assist with this issue? He still has plenty of weapons. If he gets up, he's still a threat. What are his percentages? Well, if we get rid of that, we severely reduce his weapon systems. Plus he has ammo there. So I'm going to try to aim for that torso. And see what we can do. It's Gauss and LRM.
Firing on target.
If you do multi-shot... Nice.
That hit something good.
If you do multi, you can't do the called shot. So you have to just shoot everything at the one guy. So what did we do to him there? We removed all of his weapons. Because we aimed for side torsos... And there was an ammo detonation. And he's useless.
Ready
Well,
for orders.
he could still melee. Now, as far as Decker's concerned, we're still not in flamer range, but we could start getting there. But we do have to watch our armor. This guy is still in pretty decent shape. So, what good old Deck is going to do is get here. Because if these guys get up, they can still be a problem.
Engaging jump jets.
Now we could opt for the, the called shot again to try to, finish this guy off, and so he's not a melee issue. We're going to opt for a little bit more damage on the Highlander. Soften up that frontal armor. Glitch. We can help remove this guy. What's his that? Alright, we're going to continue with the softening process here. Unsteady. Strafe. Let's see what we can do here. We can close in a little bit. Where is he damaged? We want to think about... Okay, so all his front's getting saturated. So, I can't really get any evasive movement because the water slows you down. I can get an evasive if I go here. Because we took some stability damage. Okay. Now, he's a knockdown. So, I can go multi-target here. I won't get a called shot, but we'll still get some damage. And we're going to opt for the AC-20 on the big boy. And then... lasers. Well, actually, we're going to do... yeah, we'll just pop a couple of lasers at him.
Engaging multiple targets.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. Alright, this guy will either run or come at us and attempt to do a melee, but he doesn't have enough movement speed, which is why I didn't get in too close. Because I will tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen it happen to other people. They're farming mechs, they're a little greedy, and they get
Commander.
kicked in the face or punched in the face by a mech that has no weapons on it. Headshot, dead pilot. So be very careful about that. Alright, so this guy, he's still, he doesn't have weapons, but he is a threat. This guy has lost a lot of his torso. What we're going to do... in order to keep softening this son of a gun up, we're going to do the... how much has he got? Still pretty hefty there. Plus he's guarded too. I'd have to do, actually... B on him. Is he in? No, he's not. Alright, we're just going to do this to kind of...
Splitting fire.
shake up the Jaeger a little bit. So good hit. That'll further soften him up. Just to get him off the field. That's fine.
Damage minimal.
Because obviously the Jaeger's trying to close in on my boy Decker.
Receiving you.
I think we can get rid of him with glitch. Oops. Let's go ahead and do a multi. And we'll do Bravo.
You get a headshot, and you get a headshot.
All right, there's that. That's why they call it fire support. So
Waiting for
now I don't even have to worry about that being in my face at all. So, couple of options here. His CT's pretty fracked up. And our legs are okay. Let's see if we can find out why we call this the Flame Hopper.
on it. Mech warrior, show 'em what you got.
Hell yeah! We eating good tonight, boys. That's how you do barbecue in these parts.